Title: Ben Robert Smith accused of directing killing of Imam in Brereton inquiry. Victoria Cross recipient Ben Robert Smith has been accused of directing a fellow soldier to kill an elderly man outside a mosque in Afghanistan, according to allegations examined by the Brereton inquiry. The incident happened in August 2012 and was initially defended by the Australian government, claiming the Imam was an insurgent. However, the inquiry recommended the matter be referred to war crimes investigators after finding credible information that the Imam was unarmed and under control at the time of the shooting. Robert Smith's alleged involvement in the killing has sparked a diplomatic row for Australia. Title: Adelaide mum and health worker speaks out on the shocking impact of vaping addiction on her children. A crackdown on the sale of illegal e-cigarettes has been announced in South Australia, with a 2-month enforcement blitz targeting retailers selling vaping products containing nicotine. Sarah Driver, a health worker and mother of 3, has spoken out in support of the move, after discovering that her 2 teenage daughters had become addicted to vaping. The new licensing conditions and enforcement action will be in place while the federal government considers a ban on vapes and the importation of non-prescription e-cigarettes. The illegal sale of vaping products containing nicotine is causing concern in Australia, with many young people becoming addicted. About 600 square kilometers of Ukraine's Kherson region reportedly underwater after dam destroyed. The Novokharkovka Dam in Ukraine's Kherson region has collapsed, causing widespread flooding. The area affected by the floods is about 600 square kilometers, with the average flood level in the region being 5.61 meters. The dam was located on the Dnipro River, which is the front line between Ukrainian and Russian-controlled territories. Ukrainian and Russian authorities have blamed each other for the collapse, and there are concerns about the safety of civilians in flooded areas due to potential landmines. Evacuation efforts are ongoing, with over 2,000 people already evacuated. Title: 300 children rescued from Sudanese orphanage as 71 die. About 300 children have been rescued from an orphanage in Sudan's capital after being trapped there while fighting raged outside. The evacuation came after 71 children died from hunger and illness in the facility since mid-April. The deaths have highlighted the heavy toll inflicted on civilians since mid-April when the clashes erupted between forces loyal to General Abdel Fattah Burhan and RSF forces led by General Mohammed Hamdan Dagalo. The children were relocated after securing a safe corridor to Madani, the capital of Jazeera province. The International Committee of the Red Cross helped with the evacuation, and 70 caretakers were transferred with the children. Family of woman whose remains were found in Malaysia says mum's case remains open. The family of Anna Jenkins, an Adelaide woman who disappeared in Malaysia over 5 years ago, has secured an examination of her investigation. Anna Purani Jenkins's son Greg expressed relief after a Malaysian court allowed the matter to be reopened. Her partial remains were found on a construction site 3 years after she went missing. Her family believes she was the victim of robbery and homicide and hope that the re-examination will lead to judicial fairness. The case has remained unsolved and the family is determined to continue their pursuit of justice for Anna Jenkins. Title: European Consumer Group files complaints against social media platforms for misleading crypto promotion. The European Consumer Group (BEUC) has filed complaints against popular social media platforms, including Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitter, alleging their role in promoting misleading crypto assets. BEUC claims that the growing number of advertisements promoting crypto assets on these platforms amount to unfair commercial practices, exposing consumers to significant financial risks. The group urged the Consumer Protection Cooperation Network to impose stricter advertising policies on crypto and prevent influencers from misleading consumers. Similar consumer groups from Denmark, France, Greece, Italy, Lithuania, Portugal, Slovakia, and Spain have also signed up to the complaint. NT politician Mark Turner expelled from Labour Party. The Northern Territory member for Blaine, Mark Turner, has been expelled from the Labour Party for allegedly voting against the Labour Parliamentary Caucus's decision. The party informed Mr. Turner on Thursday that his party membership would not be renewed. Territory Labour Party President, Anthony Vines, said the decision follows a lengthy process where it became clear Mr. Turner could not abide by the party's rules. Mr. Turner was also ousted for failing to pay his outstanding parliamentary levy. Mr. Turner notified the ABC that he was seeking legal advice on the decision and would now act independently. South Korean inquiry to investigate 237 more foreign adoptions suspected to be fraudulent. South Korea's Truth and Reconciliation Commission will investigate 237 more cases of South Korean adoptees who suspect their family origins were manipulated to facilitate their adoptions in Europe and the United States. The expanded inquiry involves adoptees in 11 nations who were adopted from 1960 to 1990. More than 370 adoptees from Australia, Europe, and North America have filed applications demanding their cases be investigated. The Commission's potential findings could allow adoptees to take legal actions against agencies or the government. South Korea has the world's largest diaspora of adoptees, with about 200,000 South Koreans, mostly girls, adopted to the West in the past 6 decades. Title: ASEAN holds first joint military exercise in South China Sea amid rising tensions. The Association of Southeast Asian Nations (ASEAN) has announced its first joint military exercise in the disputed South China Sea. Military commanders of the 10-member ASEAN made the decision in Indonesia, where the exercise is set to take place in the North Natuna Sea in September. The move comes as China continues to press its claims of sovereignty over vast stretches of ocean, including parts of Indonesia's exclusive economic zone. The exercise aims to strengthen ASEAN centrality and enhance the bloc's unity amid tensions with China over contested territories. The exercise will not include any combat operations training. Title: CL0P ransomware syndicate hacks big-name victims in global supply chain attack. The notorious CL0P ransomware syndicate has targeted several high-profile companies, including the BBC, British Airways, and the Nova Scotia government, in a global supply chain attack. The group hacked into MoveIt, a widely used file transfer program, and potentially exfiltrated sensitive data from scores of companies. The victims have been given until June 14 to negotiate a ransom or risk having their stolen data dumped online. Cybersecurity experts warn that this attack could have widespread global impact, affecting various industries such as healthcare, financial services, technology, and government. CL0P is a prolific cybercrime syndicate that has previously breached other file transfer programs to access data it can use to extort companies. Title: 4 young children wounded in stabbing attack in France. 4 young children, all around 3 years old, have been injured in a knife attack in the French town of Annecy, with 3 in a life-threatening condition. The attacker, reportedly a Syrian asylum seeker, stabbed the children in a park before being detained by police. 1 adult was also injured. French President Emmanuel Macron called it absolute cowardice. Lawmakers in Paris held a moment of silence for the victims. The investigation is ongoing. Title: Imran Khan granted bail on new murder charges. Former Prime Minister Imran Khan has been granted bail by the Islamabad High Court on new murder charges. Khan is facing nearly 150 charges, all of which he denies since his initial arrest on May 9. He has been free on bail in several criminal cases but remains embroiled in a confrontation with the military. Khan's initial arrest on corruption charges sparked protests by his supporters, raising concerns about the stability of Pakistan. The military has ruled directly or overseen civilian governments throughout the country's history. Khan has appealed for talks to end the standoff with the military, but the government has rejected his calls. Title: Broadcasting pioneer Pat Robertson passes away at 93. Religious broadcaster Pat Robertson, who transformed a small Virginia TV station into the global Christian Broadcasting Network, ran for president, and made religion a significant factor in Republican Party politics, has died at the age of 93. The announcement was made by Robertson's broadcasting network, but no cause of death was given. Robertson also founded Regent University, an evangelical Christian school in Virginia Beach, the American Center for Law and Justice, which defends the religious rights of individuals, and Operation Blessing, a global humanitarian organization. His legacy will be felt for generations to come.